The traveler who doesn't exist. The first time it happens, you assume it's random. You hand your passport to the immigration officer. He scans it. The green light turns red. A quiet beep echoes across the booth. His expression changes. Not suspicious. Confused. He scans it again. Another red light. He looks at you. Then at the screen. Then back at you. One moment, please. He disappears through a door behind the checkpoint. 10 minutes later, he returns with the supervisor. The supervisor scans your passport. Red light. His face goes pale. He doesn't ask you any questions. Instead, he apologizes. "I'm sorry for the delay." Then he stamps your passport. "Have a safe flight." No explanation. You forget about it. Until it happens again. London, Tokyo, Dubai, Sao Paulo, every airport, every immigration desk, every country. The same sequence. Scan, red light, supervisor, silence. Then, they let you through. Never detained, never questioned, just watched. By the 6th country, curiosity wins. You ask an officer, "Why does my passport keep getting flagged?" He freezes, then quietly replies, "I can't answer that. But if I were you, I'd stop traveling." That night, you search every government database you can legally access. Nothing. No warrants, no watch lists, no criminal record. Your passport is perfectly valid, yet every airport reacts as if they've seen a ghost. A week later, you're flying home. Halfway across the Atlantic, the captain makes an announcement. "Ladies and gentlemen, we've received an unusual request. We'll be making a brief stop." Passengers groan. Nobody notices the flight attendant staring at you. The aircraft lands at a military airfield, not an airport, no terminal, no civilian traffic. Only one black SUV waiting beside the runway. The cabin door opens. A man in a dark suit steps aboard. He walks past 200 passengers without looking at anyone, until he reaches your seat. He smiles politely. "May I borrow you for 5 minutes?" The entire cabin watches. You follow him outside. The engines remain running. The SUV doors stay open. The man finally speaks. "You've been traveling a lot." "Yes?" "That's the problem." "What problem?" He hands you a tablet. On the screen, a world map, covered in blinking lights. Every airport you visited is marked in red. "What is this?" He exhales slowly. "It's everywhere you've activated the protocol." "I don't know what that means." "I know. Because nobody ever told you." He zooms in. Every time your passport was scanned, something else had been scanning you. Not fingerprints, not your face, something older, something embedded inside the passport itself. You whisper, "What exactly is my passport?" The man looks directly into your eyes, then says the last thing you expected. "It's not identifying you. It's waiting for you." Before you can ask another question, the tablet suddenly flashes. One message appears. "Subject has reached the required number of crossings." The suited man's face changes instantly. He looks toward the sky, then back at you. "We're too late." Your passport, still sitting in your pocket, begins glowing faintly blue. Your passport glows brighter, not enough for everyone to notice, just enough for you and the man standing beside you. His expression hardens. It finally recognized you. You instinctively pull the passport from your pocket. The blue light pulses beneath the cover, then words begin appearing across the page. Not printed, changing. A destination forms where your personal information should be. Final entry point. Below it, coordinates that don't belong to any airport on Earth. The man quietly swears, "We spent 30 years hoping this would never happen." "What is happening?" He looks at the glowing passport. "You are completing a journey you never knew you started." The military base erupts into motion. Sirens echo across the runway. Soldiers rush toward underground bunkers, not towards you, away from you, as though they were preparing for something to arrive. Your phone vibrates. No signal. Yet one notification appears. Gate 1 of 1 ready. The suited man notices. So it can still communicate. What can? He doesn't answer. Instead, he asks a question. Do you know why passports exist? To cross borders. He shakes his head. That's what people think. He points toward the glowing booklet in your hand. The first passports weren't created to keep people out. They were created to recognize the people allowed in where? Before he can answer, the runway begins vibrating, not from aircraft, from beneath it. A deep mechanical sound rises through the concrete. The ground slowly opens. An enormous circular platform emerges from underground, perfectly smooth, no markings, except one symbol, the exact same symbol embossed inside your passport, a detail you've somehow never noticed before. The passport suddenly becomes warm. Then, without touching it, it opens by itself. One final page unfolds. A sentence appears in elegant handwriting. Welcome home. You whisper. I've never been here. The suited man answers softly. No, but someone carrying your name was. Your mind races. My father? He shakes his head. Older. Much older. The platform suddenly projects a beam of light into the sky. Within seconds, every satellite above Earth changes position. Air traffic around the world freezes. Every departure board goes blank. Every airport, every country. One message replaces every flight schedule on Earth. Stand by. Passengers stare in confusion. Controllers lose contact with aircraft. Governments scramble for answers. Meanwhile, you're standing at the center of it all. The suited man finally tells you the truth. The global airport network was never built just for aviation. It was built around something much older. He gestures toward the platform. A gateway. A gateway to where? His eyes never leave the light. We still don't know. The people who built it disappeared before history began recording history. They left one instruction. He looks at you. When the final passport returns, do not stop the traveler. The beam intensifies. A shape slowly forms inside it. Not a spaceship, not a person. A doorway, perfectly still, waiting. Your passport stops glowing. The light fades from its pages. One last message remains. Choice required. You understand immediately. Nobody is forcing you. You can step through or close the passport forever. You look back at the soldiers, at the suited man, at Earth. Everything familiar. Then, toward the doorway, toward the greatest unanswered question in human history. You take one step. The platform hums. Another. The doorway brightens. Then you stop. Not because you're afraid, because you finally understand something. Some mysteries deserve explorers, others deserve witnesses. You close the passport. Instantly, the beam disappears. The platform slowly descends back beneath the runway. Across the planet, flight boards come back to life. Aircraft resume their journeys. Passengers complain about delays they'll never understand. The world continues exactly as it was. The suited man smiles for the first time. You were the first person to refuse. Was that the right choice? He shrugs. There wasn't a right choice. There was only your choice. Years later, you still travel. Every airport still flags your passport. Every immigration officer still disappears for a few minutes. Every supervisor still quietly stamps your documents. But now you know why. They're not checking your identity. They're checking whether the traveler who once stood before the oldest doorway in existence has changed their mind. And somewhere beneath every major airport on Earth, the forgotten gateway waits patiently. Not for a president, not for a soldier, not for the richest person alive, only for the one passport that was never meant to cross borders. It was meant to open them.